Welcome to Benita's Maternity Program webinar. Today we're speaking with Sister Talia on pregnancy exercising myths busted.
Hi everyone. Hi and happy new year. All the blessings, all joy, all health to you guys for this new year. I'm so excited for this webinar today. So we'll be discussing exercise myths in pregnancy. So the reason why I'm dressed all casual and I've got my little workout towel, I added some pink just to give us that pink power we need as ladies. It's just to tell you guys, I've had a lot of moms call me during the summertime. Sister, what exercises do I do? Should I not exercise anymore? And I just thought, let's do it together and let's just bust every myth there is out there and have a good time while doing it. So today I've got some great things with me. But before I'm sitting on and everything, before we get there, let's start with the first myth that I get from a lot of moms. So the first myth is, I've been to my gynae and he said to me, I must get fit and lose weight. I am quite overweight in my pregnancy and I must be careful what I eat. So usually that would say borderline. A doctor is maybe worried about blood pressure, sugar, all those things. So what must we do? First of all, what is our intake? The most important things is, mom, you cannot go on a crash diet when you are pregnant. It's the worst time to go on such a diet. If before pregnancy you maybe lost a lot of weight or you picked up a huge amount of weight like we all did now with December and festive, then we will gradually work on it. But remember, it's not the time in pregnancy to lose weight. So doctor would never tell a mom to lose weight in pregnancy. He'll rather tell her maintain the weight, try not to pick up more. In terms of too excessively weight pick up, they usually tell you with your visits how much you picked up each visit so that they can see it's not water retention. There's not other underlying conditions happening. Okay, so first myth is no weight loss in pregnancy. The only thing that should happen is we maintain, we let baby grow. We need to feed our baba and we never starve ourselves in thinking we're going to do good to our baby or our bodies, because ultimately it's going to end up in the ICU case of you or baby because there's no nutrients coming through. So first myth busted is eating. Moms, the most important thing is, I am myself in the category. I know we live a fast life. We have all other kids sometimes. Sometimes you're a first-time mom. So you want to do the nice things. First trimester was maybe horrible with nausea. Second trimester is just laying and indulging in all the nice things. We all have been there, but we got a great program. So anytime you do need advice of dietary requirements, it's always good to speak to a professional. There's also dietitians that's registered for pregnant moms. The next point about it is to make sure that when you do go on these health food, sometimes it can be a craze, but if you go on a health food change, a habit change where you just want to implement some nice greens, some cucumbers, some tomato, it's nice to speak to a dietitian. They are really so hands-on. They've got all the tips, all the clues. I remember with my first one, I was so pedantic about losing weight after, and afterwards, I saw a dietitian. I'm like telling her, I'm breastfeeding this child and I'm never losing weight. And she said to me, you know what? You're starving yourself. That's the problem. You're feeding and nothing is coming in. So your body is keeping every cell of fat because it doesn't want to lose it. And it makes so much sense. And with that, you can get to a healthy weight that's comfortable for you, that's healthy for you, and that you and doctor can agree upon that you are eating and doing healthily, but no starvation, moms. And then second tip is, do not, or the myth is to start a strenuous exercise regime or to end any exercise regimes. The only exercise you stop is contact sports, like if you were MMA fighter, wrestling, there's so many other, a bungee jumper. All those things are too intense for pregnancy, whether it's first trimester or right through to the end. So those are things you would stop. But if you were a runner, you would still run. You will not maybe do your 20 kilometers or 15 kilometers, but a 5 kilometer to a runner, a seasoned runner, is actually like, it's like a walk around the block that we have. So please don't stop. It's going to cause your endorphins, which is the happy hormones that makes us feel good about ourselves, about our bodies, about living. It's going to plummet it completely. completely. And with pregnancy hormones going like this, you're going to feel horrible, especially if you're a seasoned runner, a seasoned person with exercising. So you won't do new things, strange new things. You won't suddenly go for the, what do you call it, the hot yoga where you're sweating, like crazy, because it can lead to miscarriages in the first trimester. It can lead to even serious complications in your later pregnancies. So that's why we do not do those things suddenly, and dangerous things like that. However, moms that hasn't worked out wants to be ready. Back strength is very important. That's the first myth. But I had epidural, so my back is damaged. I've had babies, so my back is damaged. I've worked and stood all my life. My back is no, there's no such thing. We can strengthen our back. Even me with this round body, I know it. It's the way I sit, it's your posture, it's what you do. And today I have a good friend with me. This has been my friend actually all the time. And it's the one friend that really helps your back. It helps, and it's such a simple thing to purchase. You've got it forever, and your babies love it. I'm going to introduce my one now. And then secondly, moms, if you do start a program, do something very, very focused on breathing, because that's very important. It's also going to help you with your labor. Something that's not too strenuous, like doing a running club, would be too strenuous if you never ran. But a light walk around the block a couple of times at night, it's going to be great for the endorphins. Doing a pregnancy Lamaze class, or one of those pregnancy, dance classes that's very slow and steady, but it gets you moving a bit. Those are all things that can really, really help you. It can help you in your labor, third trimester. Moms, remember, I'm speaking to everyone today. It's the best time to get active. It's just once a day, just a bit of movement around. And I'm even going to try and focus on a few of those things. But a part of me is also going to focus on the back pain part, which is a big myth. So it doesn't need to be there. It's us. What do we do with our back muscles? How do we sit at our desk? How do we sit when we move? What stuff do we pick up? How do we pick up our little ones, And as simple as bending our knees. I remember when I started nursing, I'm just going to move a bit. One of the nurses said to me, always bend your knees when you pick up a patient, a thing. Whatever you do, never stop bending your knees, because that's the quickest way you're going to actually ruin your knees, ruin your back. It's by not doing that before lifting anything. And I think it saved me such a great deal. I was so young and silly, just wanting to work quickly. So that is from me. So the first myth I have for you was the sudden weight loss. The second myth was in terms of exercise, stopping it or starting it suddenly and doing way out things. And the third myth I had was the back pain part of it, okay? And then I have my mom's that's placed on bed rest, which is oftentimes needed for certain conditions. And I don't say go and do crazy things, but follow, if not on the ball, because you're going to be laying in your bed, do the deep breathing. Okay, very important. Remember, if we're in birth, I remember one of the older midwives of those generations that taught me said, if you are focused on you're screaming while giving birth, it means that you are not focused on your breathing. And that's the time when you lose your count of your contraction, you lose the strength of it, because you spent all your energy shouting your lungs out, but you didn't breathe that baby into this calm, beautiful world. Okay, so that's very important. So we're just going to do light breathing. Remember, this is not birth breathing. This is exercise breathing. We are active for this new year. Okay, so first of all, moms, what do you need? You need a nice towel, nice comfy towel. You need yourself some water, very important. Remember, not more than 2 liters a day, because it's too heavy for the kidneys. Some people say it can go up to 3 liters, but it gets a lot, especially in the third trimester, when you're swollen, hands are swollen, feet is swollen, everywhere just feels too much fluid, and now you're pumping too much back into your body. Okay, but we are sweating a lot now, so not more than 2 liters. But these types of bottles are so cool, because what I've been doing also myself to encourage myself, I'm not a great water, actually I'm not a fluid drinker great, because I hate the pouring, I forget, and I'm like, oh, I don't feel like doing it. So now I've been filling these up with nice water. I put my still water in here and I pop a few of them in the fridge. And then as I go past my fridge and one is empty, I grab the next one. And with that, I'm encouraging myself and I can calculate how many liters have I finished the day. And I'm making sure I'm hydrated. Even more important for pregnant moms, that's another myth, that you shouldn't drink water or you should drink too much. You must have fluids. Remember, your body is using so much fluid being pregnant. You sweat even more because you are carrying this life, and your amniotic fluid is taking so much fluid as well. So I'm super excited for the next stage, and that is showing you these great exercises. And with your water, we got my friend. It's a bit flat because the kids have been off, so they have been playing like crazy. And this is the one thing. Any moms that always phones the baby line, they know I always talk about this ball. Why do I talk about it? Because it works. Back pain, sitting at a desk every day. So moms are working from home. Certain moms are at the office, back at the office now after everything, and they are getting back into the routine. Back pain is immediately starting. Why? Because at home they had a certain chair, a certain place, a certain way of sitting, but now it's back at this office chair that's too stiff, it's too round, it's too square. This is the best friend. Pregnant moms, I promise you, it looks super weird when you start taking it to the office the first few days. Everybody looks at you, but afterwards you're going to thank me because it's going to help your back so much. Why? Because you're sitting on it. I first just want to get some safety tips on the ball. First of all, moms, make sure you take a good quality ball, okay? A cheaper ball can look great on the price tag, but you don't want something that will burst. You don't want to overinflate your ball. Overinflation, like mine is a bit underinflated right now, which isn't great. But overinflation, the problem it does is that it actually can pop while you're sitting on it. And I mean, think about it. If you're in your third trimester, you're 33, 36 weeks, and here you fall. It's quite dangerous. If you could, please get a mat. The mat, it has a non-slip surface, which is great because you do start sweating doing these light things. Even it's the heat, it's the stages of pregnancy, even early pregnancy, we sometimes do see moms sweat a lot. So please get yourself the non-slip mat. I don't have mine here today, but the ball is here. And then secondly, two ways to work out. Bare feet touches the floor, feet apart sitting on your ball. So I'm going to just see if I can get it low. Can you see? See my legs are apart. So everything is apart. And then stamp. I'm secure on my ball. Very, very important. Okay. Because if you're not secure on your ball, you can fall. Second to third trimester, we do get these dizzy spells. Our proportion is a bit off due to the water increasing of our amniotic fluid, pressure of baby. We have sometimes this wobbly. So very important to be safe on your ball. If it's that 36 to 38 weeks, have your partner behind you. Okay, this is a great bonding thing for you to do. While you're watching Netflix, you pop on your ball, he's behind you, and you have some fun together. It's nothing as cute as seeing a pregnant woman. I'm now around without being pregnant, but just suffering on ball. And at the end of the day, you're going to have fun. You're going to enjoy it. It's going to be great for your back because your back really needs this posture. It really needs to sit. It's sitting secure. Your hips are nicely. It's firm. It's enjoyable. And today I've even got my feet bare because we know that they do therapy with kids with bare feet. Why? Because human beings, our feet wants to touch something. So if you've got a beautiful little stoop, I was so hoping to do it today, but it's too noisy because all the kids are on school holiday and always making a noise outside. But if you have a nice stoop with nice grass, place your feet firmly on that grass and enjoy it. You know, feel it, feel that oneness with nature. Being pregnant places us so much with the universe. We have the universe within us carrying our baba, and we have that. It just feels like Mother Nature and us are talking. So that's a very, very good thing to do. If you have a little stoop, nice little evening breeze coming through, it's any way you want to do it. If it's one of the moms that, like me, I love my TV on while doing my little exercises, to listen to some music, to watch some things happening. That's great for some motivation. So those are just some tips. Safety mat. Make sure your ball is not overinflated, also not too underinflated like mine is now, because then you have to overimpose a bit on your muscles and everything. Okay, so we're going to do two simple but goodies. And the first part, I'm just going to put my camera a bit down so you won't see my face, but you'll actually see what I'm doing, which I think is more important than the face. Let me first have a sip of water. I'm already feeling the sweat. So moms, while you're starting the exercise of going a bit, for instance, walking a bit around the block, you maybe feel like, you know what, sister, I feel like I want to do something more. Remember, placed on ball hips. This will be your tummy. Tummy, very careful. We don't want to feel like we're squashing ourselves because later we're going to be discomfortable, especially if we're pregnant. So hips nicely apart, flat on the floor, good grip, tackies. If you know some places slippery, have good grip tackies on. If your feet may be a bit sweaty, and then you keep your ball. So now I'm on my ball, my posture is on. Remember, I'm not sucking in my tummy. You're just simply letting your shoulders back, and we're just going to start gently by loosening our hips. So we can just stretch our legs and we're going to loosen our hips. Loosen our hips. Okay? So we're going to try one direction. What does this do? Okay, so the first thing it does is as we're going through the motion, it's actually helping our backs. So our backs is stiff, sitting on a desk, sitting with working from home on the bed. Our backs is also stiff from working all day and the pressure of this baby on our back. Because of the hormone relaxin, it relaxes all our bones, and that causes us to have this very, very painful body. Because now there's no keeping that relaxin causes the hormones to soften every bone, so there's no hardness, so all the ligaments are like kind of squishy and get coming together. So nicely round, so you can actually feel that relief on your back. And then what do is you can hear my ball squeaking because it's too flat. You can change it up. So one way. Remember, you're going to hold firm. I don't want you slipping and falling, and then you're going to do your other way. Okay? That's one way of doing it. So you can feel, and you can get to know your ball. This is going to be your best friend. Birthing, it's going to be your best friend. You're going to take it to your birth room if it's a natural delivery. Cesarean moms, you're going to use it before your delivery to just get yourself nice and loose, your muscles, everything. So that is just one of the ways. I always tell moms, start off with something as simple as that, and then you can rotate it, okay? Secondly, we're going to get, you see, I'm just moving, rocking back and forth. And that is all what you can do. Moms call me and they're like, sister, what exercises? This is what you do. Especially third trimester, instead of laying on a couch, laying in your bed, bounce on your ball. These bouncing movement, third trimester, this is what we're going to get our babies coming out, okay? And now we're in our second phase. So we have a sip of water, or I need it. And then we're going to do our second phase, which is our breathing, okay? So moms, again, arms get stiff, it gets sore, you're carrying all this weight, you're just busy with all this baba, over and out. And then you must also feel, you must feel it on your back, your lower back. Remember, you must hold tight, eh? Hold. You feel it? Let me just see if you can see. I'm going to just lift it a bit up. Okay. Remember, you must feel that workout. Okay. And then the other side. And as you're doing this is a good time, like I said earlier, doing it on a grass surface with nice grass under your feet, feeling one with nature. If you're in your house, you can even light a candle to let light in. You can tell yourself that whatever happened today at work, whatever is going to happen tomorrow, I'm letting light in, I'm letting love in, because I'm growing love. Okay, and we are talking to our baby as well, and you are taking that time to get to know your body, because your body isn't dead when you're pregnant. You still need movement. And you breathe in all that stresses of today, and you can feel that stress is just relieving and just leaving your body. And this is very good to just keep yourself supple and limber, to just always stretch. And the next day you face the office, you face your work, you just feel like you can face the next day. I hope I'm no exercise expert, disclaimer alert, but I am a mom that's had 3 babas and I've had to do workouts in between. It may not look like it now, but it's also for your mind. So the last myth busted would be that exercise is not to look like a Barbie. It is for your mind. You do need that endorphins. It's something natural. A human being was made to move because movement gives us life. It makes our joints move. It makes the liquid in our joints, in every aspect of our body move. That's why we were made for movement, but not crazy movement. So please, moms, enjoy these workouts, and I hope I helped you guys a bit.